Sorry for my voice, but this is probably what it means to carry the country on your back. Just joking. I'm joking. No.
Literally.
I'm honestly, hello everyone, and thank you so much. Like this welcoming has been mind blowing. I think especially I've only been to two Olympics, and Tokyo was obviously not the same coming back just because of the whole COVID situation. So for people to make time and really come out here, it really means a lot. I've never thought I would stand on the other side. It's always nice celebrating the Springboks and everyone coming back with their medals, but being on the other side, experiencing it, it's really humbling, and I'm very very grateful. It is a bittersweet pill to swallow that I am finished. This is probably maybe one of the last times I'll be wearing the green and gold. But yeah, just being able to walk out at the end of the Olympics with the flag, just what it meant of representing our country. It's had its challenges, and I think we all face it. And it's not a perfect world, but like she says, is that we are champions, and that even though the midst of what we are facing, that we still rise above, speaks a lot. And I think sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit. I think especially when we walk into the rooms where you're standing in rooms with Americans and the people that have everything, we immediately put ourselves below, and we in a mindset of like we inferior to them. And I think we shouldn't be. And I think we came here to show you that we don't have to step into those rooms to feel that way, because we deserve it just as much as they do, and we can do it with the little that we have. So obviously we want to encourage that there is more done into sports, and that we get more people and more representation into the teams. It is definitely something important, and I'm grateful that I'm on the other side now as a retired athlete, and I'm here to have a voice for athletes as well. I like representing athletes. I don't like representing myself, but I am here to try and represent them, because I think there's a lot that we can learn from each other in how we can grow and how we can make it better. Because I've experienced it. I've very gratefully been able to win the gold medal, but I had to face a lot of things to get there, and I think we can avoid a lot of things for future athletes to achieve amazing things. So yeah, thank you to everyone. And it's not the last time you'll see me, hopefully not, but yeah, it has been an absolute honor. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I'd be sitting here, two-time Olympian, four-time medalist, green and gold, and representing South Africa. Yeah, if you told me that when I was 12, I'd probably tell you you're lying. But yeah, so thank you.
Your
Thank
family.
you so much.
Yeah.
Say something about your family.
And yeah, like she was saying, I think you also in the news as well with my community. It does South Africa really brings something else to the world. The volunteers have also said they want to take photos of us just because we're nice people. So that just speaks volumes of who we are as people and how much community means to us. And that's exactly why I wanted to represent my community in Paris. And a lot of the people on there are also just people that greeted me friendly at a coffee shop, because that's what it means to us to encourage someone and to make someone feel better is what we're all about. And if we can treat each other all like that, I think it would be amazing. So I'm very thankful and grateful for my community for pushing, for believing in the dream with me. If it wasn't for them, I would have probably stopped a lot of times. But they kept on like believing in me and telling me I can. And I think if you get that community, and South Africans are very community based, and that is what's gonna make us become great. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tatjana, once more. Minister,
Alright.
our flag was waved so many times, and the excitement of our national anthem being sang there, and I think since you came in, you hit the ground running, you were able to accumulate so much in a short period of time. So I think maybe we must move to on Spaizani somehow. We are a winning nation. Minister, your reaction. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. All I want to say is that I want to put it into context. Tatjana is the most decorated Olympian that we have ever produced as a country. That's the context. We have never produced an Olympian that achieved what she's achieved. You have not only achieved on the field, you've achieved off the field. I tell you, when you were swimming, there was not a house in South Africa that watched that swimming that was sitting, maybe the last 4 seconds. We were like on our feet. And for that, I came today to say thank you. The president of the country was very clear. Say thank you to her. And President Ramaphosa wanted me to tell you specifically that he was jumping up and down himself. And he wanted you to know that we as a country are very proud of you. Jy het ons gewys wat is moontlik. Oor die bontiese vir die Kachi waar in Kaufrel. You have showed us what is possible. But we must also say what makes her achievement so brilliant. And we must be honest about it. I was there. And I've seen the other athletes, what they get. All right. Thank you. Sorry. So, you know, our athletes, what makes them so remarkable compared to other athletes that was there, MEC. They had everything. Those people had 5, they have doctors, they've got per athletes. And our athletes had the flag and officials that motivated them. And I want to publicly say this here today. We as South Africans have a big responsibility to make sure that we take no less than 300 Olympians to the next Olympic event in 2028.
Yeah.
It's a promise I'm making here that we are going to find the Tatjanas in the rural area. Yeah. She might retire from professional swimming, but she's not retiring from helping us look for the Tatjanas in Soweto, in Guguletu, in El Dorado Park, in Matatiele, in Kreersdorp. We are a sporting nation, and sports unite us. And what we owe you, and your husband, and your family, we can't describe it. Because you have once again brought this country together at a time when it looked like we might be going apart. You have brought this country together. And I'm not shy to say that we as politicians need to understand that we must bring our side. And you're going to see 2028, sport in this country changes today. It changes today because we have examples here. And out of the depth of my heart, on behalf of every sport-loving person, on behalf of every peace-loving person, you are one of the greatest heroes this country has ever had. And I want God to continue to bless you in your next endeavor. May God continue to bless you. Thank you very much.
Members of the media, I know that we've already had questions with Tatjana. We had our one-on-ones, but I'm going to take about 3. If there are 3 questions, so we'll take 3 questions. So I'm going to ask you just to raise your hand as you.
We got 3 medals in Tokyo. Now you must take 6 because we got 6 medals now. Can't take 3. Yeah, we've doubled it from Tokyo. We've doubled.
Yeah.
So now we must also double the questions.
Okay, Minister, we'll take 6 as per the Minister directive. So just indicate who you are, which publication you represent, and then ask your question. Okay, so we've got 1, we've got 2, there's 3 there, 4. I'm going to take that 4 first, and then we'll just get the other 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so we'll start from the front. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Tatjana, congratulations. Thank you once again for being us with us. Bedile from SABC Sport. You talk about looking forward to the future, being part of helping out. I mean, we've been with you at the World Student Games, been at the Olympics, producing, and you are a product of the CAF sport system, which is part of university sport, an area which has produced a lot of Olympians and medalists. But maybe there's not much working hand in hand with the federation. How important is that collaboration between university sport, the federations, the ministry, and just everyone?
Yeah, I think, well, personally, I can't really say too much on it. But I definitely do think that we lose a lot of, in terms of swimming, we lose a lot of people in that gap. So there's always a massive gap where we fall short. And I think it does obviously come from a financial side. Sport is expensive and the living cost is expensive. So um, you really have to have that backing as well to be able to yeah, get to places where you can get to those experiences to be able to go to international level and race there. We can't like be on a local level and then all of a sudden perform at international level. But it's a lot of different pressure. Sorry.
What is it? If that's your type of music, we are in serious trouble as a country.
But yeah, to answer your question, I think it's not going to just take me as an one athlete. I can't carry everything by myself. It's going to be a collective team. And I am very happy to sit on the tables with people as an athlete to give my side and my perspective of what is happening because it's different. We experience different things and we can only learn from each other. So I definitely think that yeah, we can't just put everything on one person. I'm happy to inspire, and hopefully, my story does inspire one person. But if we put that burden on someone, it's not going to last. We have to work together as a collective to achieve those things that we need to. So, yeah, I'm definitely willing to be part of that.
Second question.
Morning, Mashatsi from Chamsak. I see the minister is somehow quoting you. I just want to check, are you available to help Simi South Africa in any capacity, coach, mentor, whatever? Obviously, after you have had a break and sort things out, are you available to help?
Well, I'll never say no. So definitely, I think for now, obviously, just getting coming to terms with my retirement. It's been 22 years that I've been swimming, so it's going to be a whole lifestyle change. So I think I'm just also giving myself space in where I want to figure out what I can do. But my heart has always been there to. I feel that we've learned so much and we've gone through so much that we have to share. To keep it for myself would be selfish. So I definitely want to share what I've experienced so that we can either prevent others from feeling or experiencing the same or helping them to get to that where they can experience something like how we got to experience today. So um, I won't say no. So the door is definitely open. Yeah, in time.
Okay. The third question.
What's the sale of news from Africa? How difficult or easy was it to walk away from a 22-year love affair with sport? And going forward, what is your
Yeah, it was definitely a bittersweet moment. When I did make the decision, so going into Paris, I wasn't planning on retiring in Paris, so it really happened during the competition. I just felt a lot of peace, and knowing that it's okay. I think sometimes we don't want to let go because we're unsure of how the future looks like, and that is challenging. I think anyone can relate that it's not always nice not knowing what's going to happen next. But I just had a peace that I need to trust God in this and that He will provide wherever He provides, He always does provide. And so yeah, it is definitely the next morning I was like, oh damn it, why did I do that? Um, so but I know those emotions are gonna come. I'm always gonna wonder what if I didn't retire, I would also wonder what if. So now it's just I was prepared to deal with the emotions. Now it's just going with it, having the support system to remind you why you did decide to stop, and just reminding myself that I had a lot of peace. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it at the end. And I think everything I learned in the season of swimming has built me to the person I am today to use it in what's to come. So.
We have another question. There's a lady. Go ahead.
Hello. I definitely did not. I didn't even know what's the most decorated athletes, what the achievements were. I never go there to chase achievements. I go there to give my best to represent the green and gold. And I think no one, yeah, I can only give my best. So, and when you're having fun, I always believe a happy swimmer is a fast swimmer. And obviously, you hope that you do achieve well. I think, especially having the Tokyo achievements on my back and what the country was expecting, it was obviously challenging because my expectations on myself are even higher. So, I obviously every single athlete in that race wants to walk out with a medal, but I never went for the medal. I would have been equally happy if I did come last because I knew that I couldn't have given anything more. So I am very grateful, and I think what I'll miss most is just being part of Team South Africa and again like being able to sing the national anthem. I think when we listen to the national anthem, it just those words just remind us exactly what South Africa is and like how it makes us feel. I tear up every single time I sing it because especially that last lines and united we shall stand. It really does have so much power, and in that moment, I can see how people are standing so proud at home singing this song. So I'm gonna miss it a lot, but I'm very fortunate as an athlete to have experienced that and to have been able to stand on that podium and sing it. Not a lot of people or not a lot of athletes do, but it doesn't make them less of a champion. I was just humbled that I was able to. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we'll take a second round of questions. So please don't allow me to limit you. Just indicate the other question. And then we can do the third one. We've got two, we've got three. Yeah, I can't see at the back. So we'll take those three. If something comes up, please feel free to ask. Okay. So we'll start in that order one, two, three, four.
Hey, Tatjana, Sanku from my film. Maybe they're just two young boys sitting at
Yeah.
the back of this room,
Amazing.
Bradley and Ayanda.
Yes.
They're very, very young, have
Yeah.
their whole futures ahead of them. Maybe just as someone who's walked the road,
Yeah.
if you were to give them any advice, like I said, that the whole future,
Yeah.
what would it be?
It's going to be hard because they're definitely going to have to go through it. But I think just staying true to yourself. We as athletes, we want to perform, and it's obviously in our nature to be competitive. But it's really you have to enjoy the experience. It really takes a lot. It has to be a passion. So you don't want to lose the passion for what you're doing because if it becomes a job, then it becomes like unpleasant. But yeah, really just not putting the expectations of the country on you. You're incredible already. I mean, going to the Olympics, how many people can say they've been there already? So giving that experience, I mean, that was my dream as a young kid is just to go to the Olympics. So I walked out with way beyond my dreams. So to never put that on yourself and just focus on yourself and creating your own story. It might look a lot different than mine, and that's good because it should. So yeah, I think they're gonna have to deal with it, but I am there. All I can say is that I'm available if you have thoughts to bounce back on. Because you might experience something completely different to what I've experienced, but I'm very willing to help and be there.
Lady, your question?
Thank you. Yeah. I think we give a little credit to what we have. I think that is why I've always loved working with Rocco and always stayed in South Africa. I had many options of going over to America and studying there, but I wanted to prove a point that we can do it at home and that we have amazing coaches and people that want to believe in your dream. I think with Rocco's So it was obviously right after the question of me being the most decorated, but I think it was a bit more than that. It was the relationship and the career that I've had with him and it being finished. I think it was a big pill to swallow. We've walked a long journey together. It's been 12 years. He's been more of a dad to me than, well, because I just don't get to see my dad as often. I've seen him more than I've seen my actual dad. So, yeah, I think I was even caught off guard because Rocco's very good at not showing his emotions. But for him, it just shows you what that relationship between us means. And I think that is what drives you is if you have a good relationship with your coach, it makes a massive difference because it's the person that comes to you and says, I think you can. And if he says he thinks I can, then I believe I can. And sometimes we do need those people in our lives. So yes, of course, family is going to tell me that because they love me and they think, parents always think you're the best thing ever and you're a world champion already. But for someone like him with the knowledge and just being able to walk that journey with him to say he thinks I can or go out there, I think you can win the medal, then that's when I feel like, okay, let's do it. So that relationship for me, I think, is the most important for a career. Is if you need that person to be on your side.
Tatjana, I want to ask you, before the Olympics, you spoke about not feeling pressure and you wanted to just go first to enjoy it.
Yes.
And I think it was after one of your semis, you spoke about being at peace.
Mm.
I wanted to understand how you get there, especially in an environment often where athletes are conditioned to win at all costs,
Yeah.
must be the best, everything's always on demand. And is that mentality necessary to get to where you are?
Well, I can only speak from my own experience, but I think it's when you distinguish that swim or the sport you're doing or swimming for me is only what I do. It's not who I am. I think if you become the sport, it can really eat at you because no one likes losing. And sometimes, if that is you, you immediately think that you are a loser. And that's obviously not the truth. So I think it was never about the achievements for me because at the end of the day, 2028 there's going to be a new Olympic champion in the 100 breast, and there was already a new Olympic champion in the 200 breast. So achievements fall away, but you want to be remembered for who you are and what you bring to them. So just from conversations of how they've experienced me as a person and just like allowing them to feel the love that we have as South Africans, I think just changed everyone's perspective. And that's the thing that's going to last is how you treat people, how you are with people, not this gold medal. This is going into a box and no one's going to see it again and we're never going to speak about it. But it's how you are with people that make the impact. So I was grateful to have a platform to be able to reach more people and for them to experience who I am as a person. And yeah, you hope that people support you and are there because of the person you stand for. And I think I can say then to those other athletes, it's just the sport is only a season. You're not going to do it until you're 80 years old. So for me, it was 27 years, and now that season has come to an end. And now I'm the person I've created myself in swimming, and the challenges I've faced, and the character building that I am is now going to carry me into the next season in my life. So, yeah.
Maybe just on a lighter note, Tatjana, what conversations have you had with Sia? Seeing that you guys both won gold in Japan and now in France together.
Well, I always love the South African humor when anything happens. So obviously the first one for us was the gold diggers, the Smiths. I love that. And even Nando's and everything. But when Sia called to say congrats, he was telling me how he was stressing in that moment, and I was like, no, 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 you can't compare. We stressed for 80 minutes. You had to stress for 1 minute, so you can't say anything. So yeah, no, everyone is always supportive. I think we want to encourage, we try and like celebrate each other because to to achieve those things in the circumstances that we have in South Africa is exactly what we did. It's giving hope to people because we think we can't, but we just proved that we can. So, yeah.